Time production, summertime fine. She got a pretty mind, a Howard alumni. Here to talk about what's going on and why throughout every season, winter, fall, summertime.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Summertime. I'm your host, Sommer Hill, and today I'm with Paco Panama. Woo!
Top dog. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you for having me.
How do you feel today?
I feel great. I'm blessed.
How was your day really? Because you said you had a difficult day and you're an hour and a half late.
Yeah, I had to pick up one of my sons from school real quick. He ate something this morning that wasn't sitting well on his stomach, so had to drop him off. Yeah, dad duties.
How many kids do you have?
3.
Wow, 3 sons?
Yep.
Wow, what does that feel like?
Shit, I mean, I'm used to it by now. You know what I'm saying? My oldest son, he was about to be a teenager, so
Oh, wow.
I've been a dad for a little minute now.
So what's been like the most difficult age?
The most difficult age?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I want to say, like, for my kid, I guess it's different for everybody kids.
Right. But for yours?
For mine, I guess when they was younger, you know what I'm saying? You know, they good kids, so it's easier as they getting older and shit, basically.
Oh, because they can like do stuff on their own.
Yeah. And I ain't really got to worry. I know what they into. I ain't really got to worry about them getting into no foolishness or nothing like that.
But so I wasn't a bad teenager, but you know how when you become a teenager, you got them hormones and you think you know everything and you want to talk back. I guess you haven't really gotten to that yet.
Nah, see, my sons, I put that fear in them. They don't play with me. Yeah, they don't play with me like that.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. It's not like from hitting them or nothing. I guess it's just me being stern with them since they was young, because I rarely hit them. I don't have to. I look at them a certain way and they straighten up.
Yeah, facts. Like, my dad used to be able to look at me and make me cry.
Yeah, it's that type of effect. Like, you know, they mothers let them get away with more things than I would. So I guess that kind of backfired a little bit because they be having to call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to your son.
The disciplinary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you were able to pass down to them that your father taught you?
You know, my father had been incarcerated my whole life. I just knew I had to be there, basically. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had my father when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? He been in jail for 30 years, so I just know I had to be there for them because I ain't want them to have to go through, you know, the shit I had to go through growing up, you know?
Yeah, because I saw in an interview you said that, like, there were times where you needed your dad.
Yep.
What were those moments where you felt like, I need my father right now?
I mean, because, you know, as a boy growing up, you can talk to your mother, but it's certain shit you feel more comfortable talking to your father about than, you know, your mother per se.
Like what?
Shit, just about girls, you know what I'm saying? Street shit that go on in the streets, like, you know, everyday life, for real, you know what I'm saying? So when you ain't got no father, you find yourself looking at the older guys in the neighborhood and taking their word for things and shit like that.
So did you do that? Like, did you find someone that you could talk to instead? Or that was able to, like, help you in those different areas?
Yeah. I got a lot of older cousins and shit. So, like, yeah, I had older figures in my life that, like, molded me and helped me become a man. But I do gotta give all the credit to my mother because I always say she was my mother and father. She not like, she tough. You know what I'm saying?
You needed that.
Yeah, she tough.
So, okay, let's talk about your upbringing. So you grew up in Southeast.
Yeah.
Okay, how was that?
I mean, it was cool. Like I said, my mother, man, though my father was incarcerated, she kind of like tried to make sure I ain't want for nothing. Or, you know what I'm saying? She tried to fill that void a lot. So, you know, I was kind of like spoiled a little bit growing up.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were privileged?
Not privileged, but spoiled.
In what
ways?
Like
my mother, like if I wanted something, she'd find a way to make it happen, basically.
Wow. So you have so much respect for her.
Yeah.
That's
Even
beautiful.
if she had to take it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she'd find a way to make it
Find
happen.
a way, make a way.
Find a way to make a way for me and my brothers and sisters.
That's sweet. So with your father, he was deported and then went to jail in Panama?
Nah, he went to jail over here. He was in jail over here, and they deported him when he got released.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was in jail for 20-something years here and then went to Panama?
Yeah, then when they released him,
oh,
yeah, he got deported.
Dang, how was that?
It was a little tough because, of course he wanted to stay over here because, his kids over here.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also a good thing because I got a grandmother in Panama that, she wanted to see her son. She ain't see her son in over 20 years. So he got to spend a lot of time with her when he came home. And she just recently passed away like a week ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep.
Were you able to have like form a relationship with her?
Yeah.
Did you go to Panama often?
Yeah. No, not often. I've been there once.
Oh, when you were 14?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
Dang, how you know that?
Because you said it in an interview.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I liked it. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go at first. I was crying. I wasn't 14. I was like 12. Because I remember I was young. I was crying and shit. I didn't want to go. My mother was like, you going to Panama. It's your country.
You went by yourself?
Yeah.
And you stayed with family there?
I stayed with my grandmother.
Okay, she came and got you from the airport? Yeah, she came and got me from the
airport. Yep.
How was the food?
It was a lady on the plane with me that was going over there that my mother knew from the States.
Oh, good.
So she like sat next to me on the plane, but I didn't know her. You know what I'm saying? But she kind of like, just watched over me a little bit.
So hablas español?
So. Like I said, I only been over there once.
So how was it when you were there?
It was cool. It wasn't what I expected. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. I had fun, actually. I really did. I had fun. I'm glad I went.
Why haven't you been back?
Just life, man. Just life.
Too busy?
Yeah, moving around and shit. And then right now I'm trying to get my passport and shit situated. I had it, but it expired, so I'm getting a new passport right now because I'm definitely about to go back. I want to take my kids over there.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do this summer.
That would be nice. So while your dad was in jail, were you able to go visit him?
Yeah.
And see him?
Hell yeah.
And then, when you were able to do that, wasn't he able to give you some guidance, to talk to you and...
Yeah, he did. Like, it was a time when I think I was a teenager and I was just running around crazy. And one day he called me and he was like, man, you gotta get your shit together. You gotta find something else that you want to do with your life. And I remember this because I never really heard my dad get too emotional, but he started crying on the phone. He was like, man, I ain't trying to see you up in here with me.
Aww.
Type shit. So, when it was time to be a dad, he definitely, stepped up and played his part from behind the wall.
How did it feel when he said that to you?
I mean, it took me by surprise. I mean, it didn't take me by surprise, but it kind of caught me off guard because, like I said, I never really seen or heard him being emotional or nothing like that. So,
did that like impact or change the way you did things after he said that to you?
No.
Oh.
It didn't, but I'm just telling you what it is. It didn't impact or change nothing. I kind of like had my mind made up what I wanted to do at the time. And like I said, it's a difference from having your father on the streets and in jail. You know what I'm saying? He could tell you this and that, but when he on the streets, he gonna pull up on you. And you know what I'm saying?
Right. Maybe really, put that fear in you that you know
what I'm saying? You in jail, it's like, all right,
Okay, so I have a question. So one time, I used to work for this company, whatever, it doesn't matter, the company. But what matters is we had to like get people to sign up for stuff, right? I was a brand ambassador, so I had to stand outside, get people to sign up for stuff. So people used to come up there. And
I know exactly what that is.
Yeah, at one point, we were giving out gas cards for everyone that signed up. So we were like at some Exxon on, I think it was Florida. You know which one I'm talking
Florida
about?
Avenue?
Yeah. So we had that Exxon and this man pulled up. And like at that Exxon, there's a whole bunch of like people there that are like, strung out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So he told me, he was like, you see all these people? He said, I did that. I was like, you're proud of that? He was like, yeah, I mean, I did this. So I wanted to know what you think of like that impact on people. Like, do you think that there should be some type of something weighing on your heart?
Yeah. For me, it is. Like, I think about some of the shit I was doing.
Right.
And I always had like I always had morals and principles with whatever I did. So it was certain shit I wasn't going to do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Where was your line? As much as you can share.
I'm not like in my former life what I used to do.
Right,
like,
right.
I wouldn't do no business with no kids or.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even pregnant ladies, shit like
They
that.
would try?
Hell yeah.
Didn't that break your heart a little bit?
Yeah, but I mean, shit, this is what I grew up around my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I seen pregnant ladies on drugs and shit. Man, it was a church right across the street from my grandmother's house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say the pastor name, but shit, like later on in life, as I became like a teenager, he was on drugs.
Really?
Yep.
And still pastoring?
Yeah.
Did you used to go to that church?
My grandmother used to make me go when I was young, but
Did he have a good message?
when I was young, yeah. But as I got older, he started getting on drugs, so it's like he contradicting himself.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Did the congregation know?
Yeah, they knew. It was like quiet whispers and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? They still was going, but I don't really want to put their business out there, but the moral of the story is the church got sold, and the people that bought the church, he was supposed to, delegate the money to, members of the congregation. He wound up taking the money. They ain't never see him again.
No. I wonder, does that weigh heavy on his heart?
I hope so.
I wonder how he even got into it in the first place. Just being around it, you think?
The church right there, people sell the drugs on the corner. People sell the drugs around the corner, so it's everywhere.
So do you think that like people, like from your experience, do you think people start using drugs because of like being close to it, like proximity? Or what do you think are some of the reasons?
I mean, that could be one of the reasons, but other reasons, people deal with depression. You know what I'm saying? They can't cope with what's going on in reality, so they do that, and it slip them into another world where they ain't got to deal with what's going on right in front of them.
You know what? When I moved to DC, like I moved here.
But not to cut you off, but
Go
that
ahead.
shit only lasts a second, because as soon as you snap out of it, it's right back to real life.
Right, and probably even worse now.
Yeah, it's probably worse now.
I moved to DC in 2015, and DC has.
Pass this now?
Yeah.
Are you good? Oh, all right. No, you good. You good.
DC has already changed so much, but I was really surprised by like what I was seeing. Like, you here's the White House, and as you're driving to the White House, there's so many people that are like,
man, I know niggas ain't never been to the White House. You know
really?
what I'm saying?
That are from here?
Yeah, only been there on school trips and shit like that.
Do you think there's something to say to like this being the nation's capital and being like, one of the most important cities in America, but also this being one of the cities in America where there's such a discrepancy between classes here?
What you mean by discrepancy between classes?
You have the top of the top person here, but then you also have like some terrible crime, people on drugs, the epidemic of crack and all of that.
So you feel like because the president live here that the city should be more cleaned up, basically?
You would think.
Or you would think that.
You would think, yeah. But do you think there's like some type of correlation between the two?
Shit, I think people just gonna be people.
Yeah.
Like they gonna it don't matter who live here. If people want to get high, that's what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think it hit DC the way it did?
Shit, this shit before my time. This been going on way before my time. Like at one point, I know in the 80s, early 90s, shit like that, like DC was a murder capital. So
right.
And the president been living here. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? It been going on before I was even born.
What do you think like contributes to that?
I guess just the lack of resources. The lack of resources, not enough money. Shit, you go to some of these areas, man, people struggling out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my side of the DC, Ward 8. It's a lot of low income housing and shit. Ain't a lot of resources, so people just doing whatever they could do to survive, basically.
Yeah. So I know that you've talked a lot about like gentrification in DC and like where you were born or where you grew up was knocked down in 2020, right?
Yeah, but they rebuilt it.
Okay, but it's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
Naturally.
No.
So how did that feel for that to be knocked down?
At first everybody was mad because we wasn't aware they was going to rebuild it, so we just thinking like, damn, they knocking the progress down. But it's like mixed feelings with that shit, because it's like, I mean, sometimes they could knock neighborhoods down and do something better for the area. You know what I'm saying? Build something that's going to provide jobs or But most of the time they build condos and shit.
Yeah, like it's okay to rebuild something, but as long as the people that are from there still have access to live there, they didn't raise the prices. Like I used to live on Good Hope in Alabama in the middle of Southeast, and it was so expensive. And I'm like, why am I paying this much here? You know?
That's crazy. I know.
Do you know those apartment buildings over there?
On Good Hope?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the new ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That was awful living there.
Yeah, it's right there.
I hated that.
That shit right there. Like,
and then my apartment building like was on top of that CVS right across from that BP.
Yeah.
I used to hear gunshots all the time.
Yeah, that's a rough area over there.
They said that that's like the worst gas station in all of DC.
It's a couple of them like that.
Do you agree?
Which one? On
you
Good
know,
Hope?
Good Hope in Alabama, like, you know that Safeway?
Yeah.
And then
Are
there's
you
that
talking about the
BP
joint right there?
right in the middle of
that's a bad gas station. That's a bad gas station, but there's a couple of them. Like our gas station on Willard and 7th Avenue, that Shell, that's a famous gas station too. So it's a lot of, gas stations that people would deem as bad because it'd be a lot of people in front of the gas station or. So yeah, that's common though in the city.
Yeah.
I can name like a couple other gas stations like that too.
I think I was just surprised because obviously I went to Howard. And so I was up in Shaw.
You from DC?
No, I'm not originally from DC.
Oh, right.
So I was up in Shaw area at first, and then I moved up Petworth, and I was like, okay. And then I moved to 14 in Saratoga, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. And then I moved to Good Hope in Alabama, and I was like, oh, okay, let me go out to Maryland because it got even worse. So I don't think people realize like actually how DC is, unless you're familiar with these places.
Yeah, I say if you want to just try to stay out of Southeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But DC is a good city overall.
Yeah.
I love
DC
it
is
here.
a good city. I love my city. But I'm saying like if you want like a nice living, like how you like, cause that's a nice apartment building actually. It's new. It's like the newest apartment building on that street.
It is new.
Yeah.
And it was nice, but
it was nice at first.
It was, right.
At first. I remember when they first opened them.
Yeah. I was like one of the first people to live in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was like, when I toured it, I toured virtually. So I didn't know where it was. And then when I pulled up, I'm like, are you kidding me?
But it's crazy. Like us from that side, like we'll see that shit and be like, damn.
Gentrification.
Yeah, we'd be like, But they paying all this money to live right here. Like, that's crazy.
I swear, I did not know what I was signing
People that
up
live
for.
right there don't want to live right there.
I know. But I will say that everybody was very good to me when I was there. Like, I didn't have no issues, no problems.
Yeah. I mean, the people cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as you mind your business, the people cool.
Yeah. That's what I learned.
And I know how they got y'all. They be like, it's subway accessible. The train
But
is
what
right
train
there.
is right there?
And the Costian right there. And the Costian station.
Oh, because when I looked it up, it said the train was like 14-minute walk. I'm like, I'm absolutely not doing that.
Nah, ain't no 14-minute walk.
Maybe I didn't see a train station. I definitely wouldn't take it.
You know what I'm talking about, right? And the Costian right there. You know
Is
that building
it?
she's talking about? The new apartment building. It's right there. It's right there by
that
the Jamaican
Skyland.
joint, by that old Jamaican jump. I don't remember.
Is it Skyland?
Oh, it's Skyland? You talking about
Skyland?
Skyland? You talking about right there by the
No.
McDonald's
What
and all
McDonald's?
that shit. Right there by the
It's America's Best. It's a Safeway.
Yeah, the Safeway. It's a McDonald's right there too.
I don't remember. They just built.
Yeah, Skyland.
Yeah. There's a barber shop right there.
I think it's a doctor's office right there or something.
Yes, there's a dentist.
Dentist for kids or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, let's talk about the youth of DC now. What do you think of like the direction the youth is going?
Shit, it's crazy right now.
Do you think it's worse than the past?
Yeah.
What do you think is contributing to that?
Shit. Music. Internet.
That's what everybody says, music and internet.
Yeah.
So how do you think your music contributes to it?
I mean, I got a different message in my music, so if it's contributing to it, it's contributing to it in a different way. I would say the right way. Because I'm really trying to inspire people to get some money and, you know what I'm saying, boss up.
That's the message that you put in your music?
Yeah. I really just trying to inspire people to get some money and stay consistent with whatever you doing, go hard with whatever you doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, here's where I'm confused. Like, I don't know how old you are, but when we were growing up, there was music that wasn't always positive, but
Hmm.
well, I wasn't bad. So what do you think it is that's really getting into them that's making them like, this free car, the jacking, the stealing, the robbing, the killing, like
It's because they see it's working for people. So
mm, working in what way though?
it's getting them, I guess, popularity.
Oh,
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
they care
saying?
about now?
Yeah, clout, popularity. They
That
want to
makes
be
sense.
known. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, the niggas that was doing dirt ain't want people to know about it.
Right.
Now, you know what I'm saying? You want people to know about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So you would get views or I mean, some of these artists getting deals and shit. Like some drill artists get deals or whatever. So I guess people say they look at it and be like, it's easy.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go that route. But
I guess there's no one
I
there.
feel bad for a lot of them because a lot of them that's not even really them. They just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? They just following. And that's another thing I always tell the kids, like the youth in my music, like be yourself. Like be yourself. Do not follow the crowd. Because if you listen to my music, it's totally different from what everybody down here doing. So
Yeah. But it's like, I think growing up, and I can only speak for myself, but I didn't necessarily know who I was, right? I had to kind of grow into who I wanted to be and determine who I wanted to be. So, at this young age where you're trying to decide who you want to be, they're deciding, or they're not really deciding, they're just falling into a trap of like, I'm gonna be who he is because that
right,
looks fun,
right.
you know?
See that I mean, I want to say that go back to how you raised, but I
Yeah.
can't really say it because some kids raised good, but they just when they go outside and they see what they see and they around who they around, they just do differently. But for me, it was big in my household like to be a leader. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? My mother
Yeah.
always be like, don't be no follower. You gotta be a leader. She asked me, are you a leader or a follower? I'm be like, I'm a leader. So that shit always stuck with me. So I always made my own decisions based on what was best for me and
Mm-hmm.
not trying to follow behind the crowd. The crowd won't follow behind me. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So that's kind of like how I always looked at it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If you could go back and talk to your younger self, your old self, what would you say to like put you on a different path?
I would just say be patient. But at the end of the day, I always knew I would be here though. Like it was always something in the back of my mind that was telling me like I had something else to do in life. Like this ain't just it. Like what I was doing, I always knew like this ain't just it. I got a bigger purpose. You know what I'm saying? So
And that was just a feeling you had.
yeah, it's like a voice. It's crazy. It's like a voice I had my whole life. My father, I visited my father in jail when I was 5. He told me, he was like, you gonna be the one that's gonna break the cycle and, you know what I'm saying, carry this family last name in a different light. You know what I'm saying? He told me when I was young, like, you gonna be the one. You gonna be the one. That shit always stuck with me. And then I have little, shit in the back of my mind, like, this ain't just it for you. You got other
Mhm.
shit that's bigger coming for you. And I just always knew that shit.
So do you feel like you've stepped into the one?
Yeah,
Your little brother, is he still in jail?
yeah.
How does that impact you?
It's crazy, but he in good spirits. We talk every other day. You know what I'm saying? I just talked to him. Like I said, our grandmother just passed.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like down about that, so
Oh.
I'm trying to lift his spirits up. But it's it was an unfortunate situation, but he about to be home soon.
Okay, good. Do you feel, because I'm the youngest, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know if my older siblings feel like, no, they do. They feel like they have to be like a good role model for me so that I can,
Mhm.
and if I make a bad decision, they don't blame themselves, but they be like, dang, what could I have done? Do you at all feel like any guilt for where he's at now? Or like, do you feel like you could have done anything?
I mean, my brother went in when he was young. We 2 years apart. I'm
Mm-hmm.
2 years older than him. He been in for 16 years. He went in when he was 15.
Mm,
So he grew up in there. So
mm,
at the time, we both was kids and you know what I'm saying? But I always was a big brother and letting him know like, nah, bro, I don't think you should do this. I don't think you should do
mm-hmm.
that. He just got himself caught in an unfortunate situation, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just life. I mean, can't really blame nobody for it. If anything, my dad, he kind of take it
Yeah,
the hardest. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
They weren't in the same jail, were they?
Uh-uh.
Uh, So, when do you feel like jail changes like people's behavior? Like, like we're in an era right now where it's like big on police reform and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, don't fund the police, defund the police, things like that. Do you agree with that? Or do you think like jail will actually put somebody on the right path, like when they get out?
I don't know. I don't wish jail on nobody, but I have heard people say like I needed that.
Mm,
Like I needed to sit down for a little
I have
second.
heard that too.
You know what I'm saying? I heard that before, but I don't need it.
Right.
You know what
Me
I'm
either.
saying? I don't.
Because I know that like if somebody is going to jail for doing something wrong or bad, I think that maybe you need some type of therapy or you need some type of like rehabilitation, like how we gonna work through
Yeah,
this. Putting somebody
and
behind bars is not
jail
necessarily.
jail save a lot of niggas. Like a lot of niggas will get killed on the streets.
Yeah, true.
And
But you
they
could
go to
die in
jail.
jail too.
Yeah, but it's a higher chance of you dying on the streets.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas get killed in jail, but jail save a lot of people and shit. So
Have you seen your brother's behavior or personality change?
yeah, of
In
course.
what ways?
He a grown man now, so he think different than when he first went to jail. You know what I'm saying? He talk different, he act different, his vocabulary different.
Mm.
So yeah, he grew up in there, but he read a lot. So I'm just trying to get him ready for getting back in society. You know what I'm
How are
saying?
you going to help with that? Because everything has changed in the past 16 years.
Yeah, I know.
Technology, fashion, everything.
I told him, I said everything different now. It's not like back in the day, but that's a good thing too because it's a lot of ways to make money nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than before, you got the internet. It's a lot of ways to do different things. I told him he just got to figure out like what you want to do, and I'm gonna help you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The best as I can.
that's nice of you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you started making music when you were 16.
Yeah.
What got you into it?
I always was into music. My aunt Jamie, she was into rap and she used to be playing rap a lot when I was young. The first song I heard was Scarface, Natural Born Killer.
Mm.
So my aunt used to play that song all the time and shit. And that's what really got me into rap. So shout out my aunt Jamie. But yeah, she used to play that song. I'm like 5, 6. My grandmother would come knocking on the door. Cut that shit off. You don't need to be listening to that shit. The Scarface on that joint going off. He talking all type of crazy shit on that jump.
Mm.
But yeah, that's how I initially got into music, like into rap and shit.
At what moment were you like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. Like I could really do something with this.
Man. Shit, probably like around the age of 16, something like that. Just rapping for my friends and shit, and they telling me, cause my friends, they ain't the type of friends that's gonna be like, oh yeah, that sound good. They wanted to sound bad so they could, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could be the big.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? When they told me like, nah, like you need to keep going with this shit, probably could take you somewhere. So, that's why I kind of knew like, all right, I could probably do something with this. But ain't shit happen for me.
That's what I was about to say. Where
Yeah.
has it taken you?
Shit didn't happen for me initially. Like
Mhm.
it ain't just happen for me like that. Shit, it was years of really, really me. You know what I'm saying? I really was holding myself back because I was in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be in the streets and be trying to rap and shit. You know
Why
what I'm saying?
not? Because
Because I was putting more energy and time into the streets than rap. You know what I'm saying? So I'll make some shit and then wait 4 months to drop something else. Like it ain't gonna work like that.
what changed your focus? Like, okay, I need to put my whole heart into this and stop.
2020, they knocked the projects down. It
Oh,
wasn't nothing
that's
to
what
do.
changed everything.
Yep. That shit was a blessing in disguise.
So 2020, they knocked it down. You were like, okay, now I need to go head first into rap.
Yeah. We
And
ain't
then-
had nowhere to really do, so we was just in the studio all the time.
And what came of that?
You said what happened? What came of that?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here today.
Amen.
Yeah.
What kind of success do you feel like you've reached?
Shit. I reached. Shit. I don't want to sound cocky, but
No, please. This is your episode. You're supposed to talk your shit. Like you could tell us.
like I'm the example, like in my neighborhood right now. Like if Paco could do it, you could do it type shit. Cause like I done been all over the country, like my music all over the world. Like shit. I missed my first show in Paris. I'm about to have another show in Paris. Like that's like one of my biggest markets, Paris. So,
Really? Why do you think people in Paris like you?
I don't know, bro. We and him be talking about this shit all the time. Like they treat me like Michael Jackson in Paris.
Really?
Like,
Oh, you need to add a little French in your a little French.
I got a song with a French rapper.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I got a song with a French rapper.
That's so cool.
Shout out Shaja Wills.
Wow. So they love you in Paris. So how does it feel? How does that success feel to you?
It feel good. It feel good to, realize that people all over the world listening to my music and, you know what I'm saying, they appreciate it. It touch them a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even go nowhere. Like, I be going places with my mask on. Like, I don't wear no shicey masks or nothing like that. But now, because of who I am, when I'm out, I gotta have my mask on and shit. People still be recognizing me through my mask.
Really?
Like, yeah.
How does that feel?
I asked a nigga one time, I said, how you know that was me? He looked at me like,
The
come on.
eyebrows.
Yeah, he was like, come on, man. I was like, how you know that was me? I asked the nigga. He was like, come on, man. I'm like, damn, all right.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
So what's your goal? Like, you want to keep going, or what does this look like for you?
Shit, we trying to take over the world with this shit. I'm just trying to take it where nobody never took it at in the city and do it the independent way too. You know what I'm saying? So
owning all your own stuff.
Yeah, owning all our stuff and just building the company. That's all.
At what point will you feel like, okay, I did what I needed to do?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to be satisfied because I feel like there's always more to do, or more I can accomplish.
Right. I feel that too. We always create a different level of success for ourselves.
I always try to create a new challenge for myself, basically.
What's the challenge right now?
Getting out this 80s crack project and dropping a movie this year.
A movie?
Yeah.
What's the movie about?
I don't really want to tell too much of that, but if y'all seen baller blocking or shit like that, it's gonna be something like that. But
is it based here in DC?
Yeah, it's gonna be based.
When is it coming out?
We ain't even start filming it yet.
Okay, so it's gonna be a little process.
Yeah, it's a little process.
And this is your first movie?
Yeah.
What made you want to get into movie filmmaking?
Shout out my man K. He was a student at Georgetown University at their film school, and he reached out to me one day, just out the blue. He was like, "I'm a big fan of your music. You got a big fan base up here in Georgetown University on campus. We be having parties listening to your music." He said, "I want to do a documentary on you." So,
oh, cool.
I was like, all right. Then when I met him, I was like, because he not where I'm from. Like, we not two totally different sides of the world or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He Indian. You know what I'm saying? He don't look like he listen to my music if you look at him. But that's when I realized, like, my music be touching all type of people because I started meeting more fans and all different races. Like, you know what I'm saying? But back to K, though. So he was like, "I want to do a documentary on you." So I'm like, all right, cool. Bruh, he followed me for 6 months. Like,
with the camera?
Yeah, with the camera for 6 months, put it together. It's out now. It's called Dogs of D.C. He got it in film festivals, all that.
Oh,
That's his first
wow.
film. So he graduated. He worked for Paramount now. He in Cali. He live in Cali. He doing him. He living the life in Hollywood. He worked for Paramount Films. So he's like, "Bro, I think you should think about doing a little movie or something because ain't nobody in D.C. doing that." He was like, "I got everything we need. Just, you know." So he kind of planted the seed and
Oh, wow.
yeah. So
what's your role? Are you producer? Like, what are you doing?
I'm starring in it.
Oh, you're acting.
Yeah, he want me to be an actor.
Oh, so how has acting? Well, you haven't started filming.
No, we ain't started filming.
But
yet.
how are you going to step into that like that?
I mean, shit, it's a challenge. So it's gonna be a new challenge.
But hopefully the character is like similar
Yeah,
to you, so you can
I'm
be
sure
yourself.
the character's gonna be similar to me because I'm not a natural actor. You know what I'm saying? This would be like my first acting role type shit. So.
Okay, after you do it, we'll have to talk again so I can hear how the experience and the process went.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
hopefully you can have like a premiere or something.
Yeah. We definitely gonna have a premiere.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have a premiere.
Okay, so what else can we look forward to seeing from you for the rest of this year?
More music, more merch, movies, shows out the country, shows in the city. Like, I'm just working.
We're excited to see all of it.
Yeah.
Tell the people where they can find you.
Paco _Panama on Instagram or All you gotta do is Google Paco Panama. Everything gonna pop up.
I love when people say that. Just Google
Yeah,
me.
you can just Google me. They got wikis and shit. I don't know
Right.
who wrote that shit, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so
Appreciate
glad you came and that we were able to chat.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
of course.
Thank y'all for having me.
Summertime.